Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit. You keep asking for Torchlight 2. I can't imagine why that is, but whatever the case, we shall continue to give it to you. This time, we're going to get hands-on with the game. Myself and Frank will be playing, and Max is having a well-deserved rest and will be co-commentating this playthrough. All right, we're going to go to the character selection screen here. We're actually going to start a new character. Now, currently we have 3 options. Of course, the 4th has not been revealed as of yet.
The 4th is actually a candle, as you can see.
That sounds immensely overpowered, actually. You need to be very careful with that kind of thing. I see the forum whining at this very moment. So, basically, we have Wolverine. Very well-established and indeed well-esteemed gentleman with a hammer, which I might have to go for. And the Outlander right there. I think it's got... Due to the monocle, I think we might have to do that. Now, you do, I believe, have female options as well. So that was one of the pieces of feedback that you got from the first game, was that there was a female class.
Right, right. Your gender was picked for you, but this is a multiplayer game, and it wouldn't. We need to have more distinction between 2 railmen that are in the same game, or 2 Outlanders, or whatever. So we're giving you the choice of genders this time, as well as a very small assortment of choices for face, hair, and hair color, and that sort of thing.
A little bit of customization right there. We'll have the one with the monocle. Thank you very much. That one works fine for me. And, of course, you can now pick a ferret at the start, as well as the usual dog and cat. That ferret actually appears to be wearing goggles, I notice.
Goggles and a backpack, yes.
Standard.
Yep.
There's your dog from the last game. And the cat. And I assume we can be seeing yet more pet options in the form of food that transforms into different things.
Yes, indeed. These are actually the pets from Torchlight 1, and we will have an all-new assortment for you, but we'll probably keep the ferret because it's proven to be very popular.
Let's get the appropriate name right here.
There you go.
Yep, all sorted.
And go ahead and hit LAN.
As you can see, we have both. What is this curious, strange LAN button you speak of?
My ferret is now called dog.
Well, that's confusing. Thank you.
Yeah, just click on that and click join down below, and with any luck, you'll pop in.
Get on that one momentarily. So the aim is we're going to be looking to the run-up to the first town.
Yes, this is the newbie experience, level 1, when you've never played before, and so hopefully it'll be relatively easy.
Okay.
Yes, you are, in fact, able to chat.
That's a useful feature in multiplayer games. There we go.
Sup, you're using some of the dialogue of the time, I see.
Yes, absolutely. We are role-playing quite intensely right here. See, got yourself an Ember Hammer. Do not start with that nonsense. Okay, we're going to head, I think, out in this direction. There's a sign pointing this way, which means we probably should go this way.
Indeed.
There is actually also a quest over there by the looks of it, isn't there? We should probably pick that up first before we start.
Yeah, you may as well.
There we go. Always good. His name is Destroyer. He must be an absolute riot at parties. And there will be mighty, mighty rewards here, and mystical rewards, and you can actually get part of a set from the first quest.
Like I promised, you will actually be able to get more than one element of a set in Torchlight 2.
It's kind of handy. Okay, onward we go. Noticing the movement is just as fluid as the original game, which is good. That's actually the fluidity of the combat was something that I imagine you guys prioritize quite heavily. Yeah,
you know, I think in an action RPG, frame rate is as important as anything else. You know, no matter how good your graphics look, if it crawls to a halt when there's more than 3 monsters on screen, it just ruins the experience. So we have a very low-tech game for the purpose of keeping the frame rate smooth all the way through.
Yeah, speed and lots of monsters.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out to our art director Jason Beck for picking a wonderful art style that fits the low tech technology.
Oh yes, we actually spoke to Jason quite some time ago with the original release of the game on that very subject, in fact, and he was able to explain that very succinctly. He did a great job of it and continues to do so with Torchlight 2 by the looks of it. And you can zoom in right there. You can have a look. My stylish little railman. I did have something rotating me around me. There we go.
Yeah, it actually, the low-tech approach pays a lot of dividends. It makes the game run on your low-end machines. It makes the frame rate higher for everyone. So even if you have a high-powered gaming rig, it just makes it that much smoother as you go.
Yeah, there is actually a lot to be said for the simple smoothness of a game, even if it doesn't have the latest and greatest technology. If it's running at very high frame rate, it's a pleasurable experience.
You know, and since we're not making bump maps and distortion maps and all this stuff, we can actually make stuff faster as well. So we can make more content for the game.
It's always good. Unpleasant things are afoot over here. A common theme for this game. Our way through here.
And you can see those wolf-like creatures coming out of the cave there.
Yep.
We're trying to make it less feel like fields of monsters waiting for you just to show up to kill them, and more like there's an actual world out here where things are doing that. They're more natural. So spiders will drop from the ceiling when you're inside places. Skeletons will crawl up from pits, and wolf beasts will come out of their dens. And it's all trying to make it a little more detailed.
It makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. I did see some small blue glowing orbs floating around my character. What were they?
So you're playing the engineer character, and he's got this special ember-imbued armor that generates these electric charges or these energy charges as you do regular melee attacks. And then when you do one of your skill attacks, it will release those charges. So the more of those orbs you have floating about you, the bigger the bigger the effect it has when you do express them.
Fair enough. I'll try and clean these out. I did level up, so I would actually like to add points to skills if possible. You see the Ember Hammer, which is that big overhead swing I've been using earlier. We do appear to also have Imbue Weapon.
So when you do the Imbue Weapon, it just powers up your weapon for a short amount of time, and for that amount of time, you do more damage.
Okay. And I might grab Overload. That looks like a little bit of fun. There we go. Let's pop that on the bar. Okay, onward. We'll get to try that momentarily, no doubt. This is not a peaceful realm. Wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest. Oh, yes, now I also have stat points to spend, something I should probably remember to do.
I should point out that the stat page there has been greatly simplified. We found that there was entirely too many digits on that page and a fairly opaque mechanic as a result. So we've simplified it, and it should make a lot more sense when you get
it certainly seems to. I think the kind of stats that people really care about are ones that make explosions happen. So anything that can go towards that, that always helps.
Yeah, if you had a stat that was bigger explosions, that's where I would put my stat points.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It looks like they're getting quite smart. They're actually starting to keep their gold coins under rocks now. Look at our inventory as well. Scott of Identify, always useful. That, indeed, is an upgrade. Yes, delicious. It's actually, is that a one-hander? Yes, it is. But it still does more DPS, so I'm having it. There we go.
All of the classes can dual wield. You can mix up your pistols and swords and hammers and axes and whatever you find that's a one-handed weapon. Yep.
Although I can't appear to imbue the Ember Hammer with that anymore.
Oh no, you need for that skill you need a two-hander.
In that case, I'm sticking with my two-hander. I don't care if I get 1% crit on that.
I think that's a good call.
It's a bit cooler looking anyway.
So what that is a special golden chest, and you have to find a key to open that. And some monster somewhere on this level will drop a key.
Right.
No guarantee we'll see it in the next couple minutes, but hopefully.
We shall see if we can clear them out. See, that's encouraging us to slaughter everything in sight. We didn't really need that encouragement. Oh, wonderful. Nice splatty combat. It's a terrible word, but it's pretty effective in terms of describing what it actually involves. You hit something, it goes splat on the ground. Pieces of it fly in different directions.
Very satisfying.
Oh, yes. See, one of these days I might actually get to kill something. It looks like Wolverine over there is getting a little upset. Hell, even my ferret stole my kill. So that is the city. Yep.
Yep. This is, again, for the very beginning player when you've just made your character. So the path to the town is not all that long.
Paved with gold and gibs.
And corpses.
Indeed.
And anyway, when you click on the little golden door there, you will come to the first hub city of Torchlight. And that's loading up here. And this is where you will do your buying and selling, your enchanting, your gambling. You will get your quests here. You will redeem the previous quest right here.
Choose reward, perhaps this one.
Definitely go with the set item.
It is shiny in comparison to the other ones. So
well, on the other hand, it does have requirements that you can't.
It requires level 7.
Yes.
Yep.
So it'll be a while before.
Do I want something now, or do I want something later?
So why don't you get the other set piece there that you can use right now?
Which would be.
Oh, that wasn't a set one. I'm sorry, I had a bad angle on this.
Never mind.
So, yeah. There is no other set item there.
Yep.
So, but you can.
But
use
you know what? I would
ones.
like some mighty shoulders, because as far as I'm concerned, the priority is to wear the largest shoulders imaginable.
Yes.
We shall wear it, and that actually gains us a level as well, which is absolutely fantastic. That oh, nice auto equip, very handy. There we go. Now I'm looking dangerous.
Very good.
All
right, so you can wander around the town a little bit here, but right up at the top of the town is the Grand Regent, who will give you your next quest.
Okay.
But of course, you got to take the time to stat up.
Indeed. Let's just grab that. Are there any new features that the players can look forward to finding in the town?
In the town?
Yep.
This is a basic town. You do your buying and selling and your enchanting and all that. I should point out that you will find also merchants and a lot of these things out in the wilderness as well. So it's not just in town. That's the Gambler, always fun.
Yes, it is. Is it good? Is it not good? We just don't know. Do we even have the gold to purchase it? No, we do not. Not yet.
All right, so go up those stairs right there and talk to the Grand Regent there.
Looking particularly grand.
Welcome to the city.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he's actually giving you a quest.
Move down in this direction. Okay. A couple more scrolls of identifiers, probably a good idea. Always good to grab a few.
So while we're at a loud and noisy convention like this, it's impossible to hear the music very much, but let me point out that we have gone to Slovakia to have their National Symphony record hours of beautiful music for us. So when you buy Torchlight 2, you will be treated to wonderful, wonderful dulcet tones from the speakers.
Yep, and I think what we will most likely try and do is to perhaps get a hold of some of that music at some point, and we can let you hear it. I'm just looking at this very large hammer that I can actually afford.
Definitely buy it.
Without question. 2 sockets in that one as well. Very cool.
All right, so when you're ready to head out, actually head down to your right out of the town, and that'll send you out onto the next place you want to go.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, so you are now on the Path of the Honored Dead, which is a pathway to the next major outdoor area. So.
Yeah. A wonderful, pretty place, which is ideal for family vacations. We are on a mission of diplomacy. The diplomacy will be dispensed with this hammer. Well, if you will look like that, then you must be purged. I think if some of the monsters actually looked a little bit more presentable, then this wouldn't happen to them.
It's for the greater good. I mean, you don't have to justify it.
The greater good.
They appreciate a firm hand, too. So.
Well, yeah.
It just shows leadership.
Yeah, they respect strong leadership. We know about that in Britain. I just imagine that each one of these monsters is actually Margaret Thatcher. It's okay. We're getting political with English people. They don't count. It's only the Americans that get upset about that kind of thing. We just don't care. Well, occasionally we riot, but we mostly don't care. Ah, wonderful skeletons. There we go. Now, I noticed the word shattered coming up there. Is that simply just a death message, or is that actually a status effect?
Yeah, there are different ways to kill a character. One of them is to shatter. And so if you have anything that's got any ice damage at all, you have a chance to do a shatter kill, which is particularly crunchy sounding and feeling.
Yep.
And as you've seen before, you can pulp the monsters, which is turning them into a non-specific orange mist.
Yep.
Also very satisfying.
Useful in soups. Ooh, that looks a bit scary. Okay, maybe not so scary. This is a very big hammer. So
you have managed to get a pretty good weapon there.
Yeah, I was actually impressed by the DPS and damage that thing actually put out, considering my level. I got lucky. That means I'll get no good drops for the next week.
Oh, you got a ring.
A blue great hammer. Am I really going to replace this amazing hammer already? Also, I'm taking damage. Yes. Let's use potion. Thank you very much.
Excellent use of the health potion.
Yes, indeed, and well practiced. Okay. A mystical ice ring, which indeed has ice resistance. Shall equip that. So that hammer will have only showed up for you, though, won't it, Frank? If I recall correctly.
Not unless once he's picked it up and put it down, it will become a public item.
Okay. What on earth is this? Wow.
Of course, you don't fulfill the requirements, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. But that's good. That means you've got something to look forward to.
Sure. I should point out that some of the requirements now, for example, on that item, there's a stat requirement and or a level requirement. So if you meet either of them, you can use that.
Oh, really?
Item.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So if you want it a little bit quicker, you can actually just pump all of your stats into strength.
Correct.
That's neat. I like that.
Makes it a little more flexibility with your characters if you want to make a slightly original version.
Yep. Or, of course, if you are ridiculously impatient.
And these levels are all randomly laid out, so I wish I could anticipate what was coming around the corner and give you tips, but we'll just have to discover it together.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think I've picked up actually a bunch of loot that needs to be identified right here. An ice stick, which I believe is a stick that causes ice. It's actually an electrical ice stick, because, hey, why not?
Ooh, you know, hey, it had pretty good DPS, and it's one-handed, so you could actually use that and a shield if you found it. Or dual wield it with a pistol, or whatever you'd like to do.
Yes, the ability to dual wield wands, I think, actually was one of the primary selling points of the original game. People liked that.
Our first bullet point.
As it should be, as far as I'm concerned. You have excellent PR. Mystical ringed fists. This is perhaps the only problem with these kind of games, that you perhaps spend more time staring at this screen trying to figure out what you want to wear. And it's actually, the thing is, that's not a bad thing. It's actually quite pleasurable. It's a good break from all the violence.
Indeed, in the end, it's a dress-up game.
Yes. Will there be hats? Are there any plans to add anything into the game which allows further cosmetic customization to your character beyond what we've already seen?
For further cosmetic, it's just the items you find. And the amount of loot in the game is staggering. And as you go up in levels, the equipment becomes ever more absurd looking and over the top. So you can really get some wonderful looks going on with your character.
That's what I like to hear. This hammer really is vastly overpowered. Let's smack him about a little bit.
Yep.
He seems now wonderfully compliant. There we go. Make our way through here. I think that urn might have actually just exploded.
Actually, come back down to your left a little bit before you go on. I think that there might have been a random dungeon down in this little area down there.
Down there? Okay, let's head on over and see if it's there.
Oh, indeed, there is one there. That little golden door will take you to one of our random
that would
adventure areas.
Well, we wouldn't want to go in there now, would we? He's looted everything before I got in here. This is fine. Oh, I actually did acquire, speaking of hats, I acquired a hat on the way here, which automatically equipped for me. I do like the fact that the monocle is a static feature. Anything that would overwrite that would be upsetting.
Indeed.
Got what's in this chest. An interesting spelling on the word gun. I like that. That adds some flavor to the world.
We're old style.
You open up yourself to the risk of puns there. You realize that?
Yes, I do.
Something you always have to consider in development. Go away through there nice and easy. Ah, fantastic. We'll destroy your urns and open your... Yes, and find your town portal
desecrate their
scrolls in there.
graves.
Pretty much. Why would you put a town portal scroll in there? Perhaps that actually had sentimental value to the recently departed. Which actually makes me feel all the worse for taking it. Briefly.
There is really no social taboo that isn't justified in getting better loot.
Yes, exactly. It's like, what is the morality system in Torchlight 2?
Does it give you new loot? Then you can do it.
A purely capitalistic one, then. I've run out of identify scrolls. I did not buy enough. There's another unidentified great hammer. I have no idea, of course, which is better. Whatever. We shall continue. What I think about this is that I think one of the most valuable items is not indeed the epic items when you get down to this level. It's finding a damn scroll of Identify. It's okay. I mean, we can be back to town if necessary. And what assumes that the good old pet selling system is still in there.
Indeed, you can shift-click an item in your inventory. It'll automatically pop it into your pet's inventory, and at any moment you can send him back to town.
Yep.
Oh, it's equipping it. Are you shift-clicking?
I am, indeed.
Oh, it is. Well, hit P, and it'll open up your pet inventory, and you can just slide him over there.
Ah, there we go.
Yep.
Yep, sorted.
I believe if you have nothing in your slots above, it'll equip it rather than put it in your pet inventory. But
there we go. We shall get rid of those, I think. I should actually be wearing that. There we go. Much more serious gentleman. What are you laughing at? What has he done? Oh, I see. The recently departed, we commend your soul. Absolutely nothing happened whatsoever to the other computer.
yes, you can spin your pet in the window.
Yeah, you can spin.
A vital feature.
Yeah, I was thinking that, actually. That was the one feature that I was really looking forward to, and I can indeed.
Yeah, the community has spoken on that one, I think.
It's important that you listen to the community. They always have very good ideas.
Yes.
Okay, that's all in the pet inventory. Now, if I recall where is the sell button.
Up in the upper left corner of your screen up there is a little pet bar.
Oh, yes, of course.
The far right button on that will send your pet to town. And
It's
now
been
you
a
have
while.
a countdown timer.
Yep, it has been a while. Now I remember. It is a wonderful thing. Excellent. Well, now that Frank is not around, I can actually steal all the loot. There we go. Make our way through here. And, of course, the ability to explode into lightning is always handy. Admittedly, my health is getting rather low. Of course, without the pet to help me out, this actually does make this surprisingly difficult. Not a walkthrough by any stretch.
So when you're playing in a multiplayer game and there's other people around you, the level of the monsters bumps up a little bit, and you will share the experience with everyone else there. And if they get too far away from you, as he has in this case, you will not share experience, and the monsters will not be harder.
Yep.
So,
can you confirm that the pet embezzlement simulator continues to be there, with the pet stealing, say, 90% of the value of your items?
yes, an unspecified number.
Indeed. Puts it into a trust fund. Eventually, it will retire to the Bahamas.
And we're back.
Wonderful. Let's throw and grab that. So many items. More valuable and precious artifacts, which we will break.
What good is an artifact if it's stuck down in a dungeon full of dangerous monsters, though? You're really doing humanity a service by bringing them up.
Well,
to the
pretty
surface.
much, exactly. We can't risk it continuing to be here. They'll have access to our technology. And then all sorts of horrible things could happen. One of these days, I hope for an RPG that its entire storyline is based on a terrible evil that was unleashed when a random adventurer broke too many pots. There's an idea for you.
Isn't that the story of every action RPG?
Effectively, and I suppose it is, actually. Slightly metaphorical sense.
Indeed.
This video will most likely be 5 hours long, so I'm having far too much fun playing this. It's like, will there be any commentary? No, we're just going to break things with this hammer.
It is a hammer. I mean, what else would you do with a hammer? It's not. You don't build things with it.
It's getting well used. As we don't need any of Minecraft-style nonsense.
When your
in
only
this game.
tool is a hammer, everything looks like a skeleton. You know, that's what I say.
Indeed. This is the anti-Minecraft. Minecraft is designed for creation. This is designed for destruction.
Yes.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
You are a creeper in a sense, then. You are a Minecraft creeper.
Indeed. I shall simulate this by hissing and exploding in a ball of lightning. That is a very nice urn you have there. It would be a shame if something were to happen to it. Pain Scratcher. That's
I saw a unique item drop there. Hello.
Indeed. I'm actually about to explode. Let's stop that from happening. That is a mysterious one. I actually have an identify score. We can find out what's going on with it. That's a wand of balance. which actually looks, ironically, significantly imbalanced. Does require level 7, however, and focus, which I do not have.
I don't have any focus either, I'm afraid.
That's totally understandable. Commentating and playing a game is actually more tricky than most people realize, I think. You've now experienced that for yourself. Don't worry, it actually happened to BioWare as well. Stephen Reed covered it up by saying he was doing it to explain the death system. He actually died, I believe, at level 2 in the Sith Warrior Origin world.
Good to know. Good to know I'm not the only one.
He was very tired after a day or so of dealing with everybody, so he played very impressively regardless.
I believe my CEO time to death was a record, though, earlier.
That was actually extremely impressive. You actually died quicker than I died in Dark Souls earlier, so well done. Let's take a lot of effort. Whoa, friends.
Yeah, those spirit chests, you have to take care of the spirit guardians before it'll open. Fortunately, you've got a big hammer.
Do you have any chests that come to life and attempt to bite you?
No comment. You'll have to find out the hard way. We've actually got disembodied weapons, cursed weapons now that will fight you on their own that are particularly humorous. Oh, and you found the stairs down.
Indeed.
To the next level of mayhem.
Yep. Those weapons are independent. They actually formed a union.
Let's just cancel all appointments for the next 2 days.
Give it a little pause when he comes on the level.
Yeah, of course. There we go. This is definitely the most violent game we've seen from the show so far.
Thank you. I got a little tear in my eye there when he said that.
It is so wonderful. There's so much destruction. I think I've probably got skill points in it to spend. I should probably have a look at that. I have to be sitting there for ages. Up the strength. See if I can actually get enough for that silly hammer of silly. Ah, I actually have a set piece. There we go. I found one. Ghastly shoulders. Terrible, darling. Completely out of season. We shall wear them anyway.
Yeah.
A rebel like that. Do I have the strength? Oh, 1 point. 1 point. Typical, always the case, isn't it? Oh well, patience is a virtue. Seldom found in violent characters in these games.
I don't know if you noticed there, but sometimes when you kill a skeleton, he doesn't die all the way, and the top half of his body will crawl across the ground at you.
That is a wonderful thing.
We need more of that.
Yes. Yes, you do. Ooh. Oh, look. I just leveled up. I can use the hammer now. I wasn't even doing anything. It was brilliant.
That's you shared the experience of your playing partner.
Oh, yes. Shared is one way to put it. That's the PR-friendly way to put it. The other way would be leached the experience of my partner.
Maybe more accurate.
I shall have 2 of those. And I shall equip the prison sledge. All hammers and maces do a mini-stun on a target. That's interesting, useful information to have. And it is unpleasant for my enemies at any rate. Wow, that's actually a very nice model there. So congratulations to your art team. I'm liking that.
Excellent.
It glows.
Thank you. Yes, with sparklies now.
Yeah, anything that glows, as far as I'm concerned, very good in a game like this.
All right, so you've gotten to the end of this particular dungeon, and we give you a little teleport to the surface for your convenience.
Very handy, and that, of course, would be a fantastic time to wrap up this particular video right here. There you go, 3 videos from Torchlight 2 from Runic that is coming fairly soon.
Fairly soon. I won't say a date because we're always wrong.
That's a terrible idea. Yep, just keep an eye out for it, folks. That is Torchlight 2. Will hopefully be between about $20 to $30, hopefully, unless there's some terrible economic crisis that...
Unless the dollar is further devalued.
Oh, my. Yes, coming for approximately $270 as hyperinflation begins on the dollar.
Or 3 won, Chinese won.
A piece of string and 2 buttons, I believe. A solid exchange rate, a good trade as far as I'm concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been TotalBiscuit, and this has been our Gamescom 2011 coverage of the one and only Torchlight 2. Not perhaps the most serious of coverage that you've had up until this point, but enjoyable for everyone, I would certainly hope. Max, thank you very much, as always.
Hey, thank you. It's a pleasure.
You've been wonderful, and thanks to the Runic team for providing such an excellent product. Looking forward to getting my mitts on it, and video productivity will decrease significantly when this game comes out, unless, of course, it's about Torchlight 2. I think we're just going to rededicate the channel, and we're not going to do anything else for the next couple of weeks. There you go, folks. My name has been TotalBiscuit, and I will see you next time. You can stop hitting them now.